All right, guys, from my right, Larry Dixon, Josh Jenkins, Angel Santiago, Jeremy Thimphu. We can start with questions. Go ahead, Ron.
Larry, what was the nature of your injury and how do you feel?
As to the nature, I'm not really qualified to tell you that, but I feel great and I feel fine.
What would you get? Was your leg stuck under someone? Obviously, they helping you off the field.
I really don't remember the play too much. I mean, I'll get back and I'll watch it on film, but I mean, I feel good. I feel fine going forward. I was walking right on it, so I feel good.
Beautiful. Go ahead, Ken.
Angel, just going to ask on the end of the first half, you ran a great drive down the field. You scored the touchdown. How did you feel at that point in the game going into the locker room for the second half?
Well, I mean, it definitely gave us, I felt like it was good for us to go down there and score. But, I mean, when you come out in the second half and we don't build off that momentum, it sucks, And big thing is we just need to finish, That's all it really comes down to.
Jeremy, just going to ask you about what was your plan for putting pressure on the quarterback in the backfield? You made a couple of plays, you and Andrew King. What were your thoughts on putting pressure on the quarterback in their backfield?
Well, Coach Bateman just drew up a few plays. We wanted to just make sure he didn't have all day to throw like the past few games we've had. So we were just trying to just get him to throw it a little earlier.
Go ahead, Sal.
Josh, what do you think went wrong on defense today?
Well, we just didn't play well enough. Didn't play with fundamentals, missed tackles, and we're not going to win games like that.
Did they surprise you with anything today? Anything that they did?
No, it's nothing we haven't seen all week. We just weren't ready today.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Larry, just going to ask you, you had a classic matchup against their nose tackle, Christian Covington, you and your center, Matt Hugenberg, and your offensive line. What was the challenge? How did you feel you did against one of the best nose tackles in the country?
The kid's outstanding. There's just no other way to say it. Plays hard. Played hard every play he was out there. Matt played hard. We got to get a little bit better at fundamentals. It starts with me. A lot of good blocks made on him, and I'm cutting the wrong way. And it's really demoralizing for the offensive line. So it starts with me just reading the offense right and playing a little harder. But I think Matt did well. But the kid's outstanding. You can't say that enough about him. He's an outstanding player.
Any questions for the players? Go ahead, Ron.
Angel, you're usually chewing up clock. Today you didn't. Was it just the way the game broke?
Could you repeat that, please?
Because usually you guys have your scoring drives 6, 7, 8 minutes sometimes. This week, I don't think any drive succeeded about 3.5, 4 minutes. Is that just the way the game broke in terms of not killing clock versus not killing clock?
I mean, on every single series, our mission is to score, and when there's no reason why we can't score. If everybody on every single play, really, if we're all hitting our assignments and getting people down, we need to get down. There's no time limit on how long it's supposed to score.
Okay, players. All right, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We'll have Coach Monken making an opening statement. Then we'll open up for questions.
Disappointed with the outcome of today's game, obviously, and as the young men who were up here were saying, just the lack of execution of a lot of times our assignments, and certainly fundamentals. We weren't a good blocking team or good tackling team today, and that cost us. We had them tackled several times, had hands on them, and weren't able to make the tackles. And we've seen that the last couple of weeks. Yet last week was better than the week before, but just not a good enough job in those fundamentals, blocking, sustaining blocks. Didn't take care of the ball very well. The center quarterback exchange to start the second half there on that drive was awfully disappointing. And they scored on a one-play drive, and we were in a coverage and didn't play the coverage correctly, and had a guy miss an assignment, and he's obviously running straight down the field with no contest. So things like that are awfully disappointing. And we can't make mistakes like that here and overcome them. We've got to be able to play better in terms of those things. So that's my job to get our team prepared to do that, and the job of our staff, but also the responsibility of our players, and they understand that. And we got to play better if we're going to hope to beat a good football team like Rice. And they are a good football team, well-coached team, talented team, and a team with a lot of experience. And we were going to have to play a lot better if we were going to hope to win.
Go ahead, Ron.
Coach, most games, your scoring drives are in the 5, 6, 7-minute range, sometimes even more. Today, I think your longest one was 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Is that just the way the game broke? Some of the short offensive sequences?
Well, I'll have to look here. I don't know. I'm going to look at our scoring drives and just see if there were big plays, and that's usually the answer. Man, I can't. Ron, I got to tell you, I don't have that great of a memory. I can't remember every single play of the whole game. So I guess our first touchdown. Let's see. We were 5 plays. We had a 20-yard play. We had an 18-yard play, and then we were down there in scoring position. So, 38 plays, and we started on the 41-yard line, so it was a fairly short field to begin with. Our second drive, late, yeah, that's the one where we pushed it down there in the second half. We were running a bunch of play-action passes, just trying to get the ball pushed down the field. And we went 51 yards in 6 plays, I guess. No, check that. 75 yards in 9 plays. So we had, during that drive, big penalty on them. They had a roughing the passer. We got ourselves down there. We just kind of pushed it down there. We were going, hurry up and getting up on the line of scrimmage. So we hit 11 plays, or 11 yards, 9 yards, and got the good fortune of getting a penalty there. So, we had some drives. We hit some big plays in there. Angel had a long run on one of them. So I don't know. We're certainly running the ball enough that you'd think we'd eat up some clock.
Go ahead, Ken.
Coach, their quarterback, Jackson, 15 of 21, 209 yards, 3 touchdowns, tough to stop. They had a balanced attack, rushing the ball almost as many yards. What was tough about the Rice offense to stop today?
No, they're really big. Those guys up front do a good job. They got some good backs. I like that whole bunch of athletes they got. I thought they did a really nice job. That's a team that's averaging over 200 yards a game on the ground and over 200 yards a game passing. They were a very balanced team coming in, and we didn't prepare for a team that we thought was going to be, really one-sided, a running team or a throwing team. We knew they were capable of doing both and have been able to do that successfully against the people they played, even the really good opponents they played at the beginning of the year, Notre Dame and Texas A&M. They did a nice job moving the football.
And Christian Covington, we talked about before the game, a top nose tackle. It was tough to run the dive play today. What was the impact of, kind of that match of Larry Dixon against Christian Covington?
There's no matchup between Christian Covington and Larry Dixon. The matchup is Christian Covington and all the guys up front, the center and the 2 guards. And we didn't do a very good job blocking him. He won those one-on-one battles more often than we did. And if we're going to be able to run the football, if we're going to be able to throw the football, you got to be able to block those guys. There's no offense where you can just say we're not going to block that guy the whole day long. You're going to have to block him at some point. And we didn't do that. We had situations where in the first half in particular, we had guys running down the field wide open, nobody covered them, and we couldn't protect. And those guys are doing a good job, and some was physical getting beat, and a couple times we just turned guys scot-free, didn't block the guy we're supposed to, didn't get out to an edge like we're supposed to, and that's disappointing when you have those opportunities and you miss them.
Go ahead, Sal.
Coach, how do you correct or improve the tackling on the team?
We work on tackling every day. We do a tackling circuit every day. Continue to work fundamentals and technique. It's the best way I know. And we've worked really hard trying to get our team stronger, which they are. They're a physically stronger football team. You know, probably a lot of times we're trying to tackle too high. We don't get our feet underneath us. We don't get ourselves in good position to make a tackle, to make a play. And some of those missed tackles are flybys, and others, the ones that really are troubling to watch, are the ones where we're right in the hole and we got the guy wrapped up and he runs right through us. And that is completely technique and fundamentals of good tackling, and that's again something that we work on all the time, just as we do the blocking, because we know how important that is, and we know that physically our guys aren't always going to be a match to the guy they're playing, that they're going to have to play with better fundamentals and technique, and we spend more time on that than we do anything. But you know, you can cancel practice and just say we're going to tackle for 18 periods, and you wouldn't have any scheme in. So there's got to be a balance, and we've got to improve it. There's no question about it.
Was Rice's defensive front even better than you thought they were? Or
Oh, no, I thought they were going to be good. Yeah, we weren't anticipating a bunch of guys that, you know, would just roll over and let us block them. We knew they were going to be a good team, and we knew they had good players. That Covington kid's been playing for 3 years, and he's been giving people fits for all 3 years, not just our guys.
Any other questions for Coach? Go ahead, Ken.
Coach Angel Santiago ran the ball himself 23 times, 106 yards. Did you feel like he was getting the ball outside as often as you might have liked?
We're just trying to run a play that would work, and some were when we were getting on the edge out there. The quarterback was carrying the ball, and people have kind of done that to us and had let the quarterback carry the ball rather than on the triple plays, you know, letting Larry carry it or get it on the perimeter. But I thought, you know, a couple times he did a really nice job handling it, and they did take him. He got it pitched, and other times he had a seam in there and made some nice runs. You know, he's about, you know, that far away from breaking those things and getting out of there for an even longer run, and you know, that's something that I hope he'll be able to do. But I don't know. We don't necessarily go into a game thinking, hey, you know, we're going to be able to run the ball inside. We're going to be able to run the ball on the perimeter. We're going to run the offense, and really the defense gives us, you know, a certain look or a certain front. We block that front, and if they take the dive, then the quarterback carries and decides if he's going to pitch it or not, and that's an option offense. So that's okay. It doesn't matter to us if it's an inside game or an outside game. It doesn't make any difference to us. What we want to do is execute the blocks, and whatever they decide they're going to do, whoever they decide is going to carry it, then we ought to have enough guys on the blocks that we can make yards. And you know, a lot of times we were getting them knocked down, we were getting blocks. The free safety was tackling the quarterback in the alley, and the way they were lined up and the way the blocks were unfolding, you know, at some point you're going to run out of blockers, and they're going to have a guy to the ball. Now, it doesn't have to be the guy standing on the line of scrimmage. It should be the guy in the secondary, and a lot of times it was. And you know, sometimes we got to be able to make that guy miss, and if we don't, you know, you don't see the big long runs. And if you can, then sometimes you're going to see some big long runs.
Any other questions for Coach? We're good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, sir.